Hi everyone, Alan here once again. Went round Blackburn today. I couldn't really get any footage of inside the mall because I was being tailed all the way around. Tailed all the way around. This cleaner was basically, he was cleaning, but he was walking around. I don't know what else he was doing, but I think he was checking up on people that they weren't filming inside the mall. So I ended up walking. I got one or two items from there, and I got a couple of memory sticks and that. I had a walk round, and once I had a walk round, I went into Poundland. Poundland's got some quite good stuff in it at the moment. It's got some of those greedy batteries in again. They've got absolutely loads of those. And I managed to get some of this. 2 cans for £1. 2 cans. Normally 59p each. So, I don't know. There's no thing on this QR code thing. There we go. And I just had a walk around town to see what was happening. And I'm just hoping to find out when the demolition date is for the Arndale at Accrington. And because they're supposed to be starting getting the tenants out very soon in the areas that they're going to bulldoze. One of the other major things that is happening there, they're going to be moving some of the other stores very soon. I also went into Blackburn Market yesterday, but I didn't film that. Yeah, will do. Right. And Oddies has gone. Oddies the bakers. They've disappeared. I don't know if they'll come back or not. We'll soon see. And I think someone was telling me the Accrington branch has now gone. So I don't know. Is it the end for Oddies Bakery? We'll just have, as I said, I just have to wait and see. I'd like to give a big massive shout out to all the bloggers out there who have subscribed to my channel. It's most appreciated, and those people know who they are. Also, I've been watching some of PT Vlogs fairground rides. Can be quite difficult, especially if you've got a smallish child to take on rides. It can be very hit and miss with some of them. I've been hearing that there are going to be 1 or 2 new rides going to be on the travelling fair circuit, and I've been hearing one of them's a breakdance, which is a pretty good one, so I've heard. But it's just rumour and speculation at this moment in time. I hope it is true, because it'd be one of the best things that's happened. So this year anyway, Shawman investing in new rides. One of the other things I've been hearing is about Alton Towers. They've started putting. They've been having talks with travelling fair operators to put in rides so that they can fill the Alton Towers area, a certain part of the Alton Towers area, for some, because they said it looked a bit blank. I think they've come to a deal with a show person who has several rides that he wants to set up. I don't know if this is true or not, but some of the pictures I've been getting is has confirmed that. But to be truthful, travelling fairground rides don't really belong on such a park as Alton Towers. I'm sorry, but you know, the park is getting rather desperate to fill a certain part of the park with something. How this new amusement park will affect them, the so-called London Resort. I haven't seen any actual building work starting on that yet. So if anybody's in that area, please go on YouTube, put it up. I want instead of like sketches and stuff, I want to actually see some actual concrete footings for where the rides are going to go and where the entrances is going to go. Because to be truthful, I'm sick to death of bloggers putting stuff up and there's basically nothing there to show for it. You know what I mean? There's no footings, no concrete, no concrete basis for rides to go onto, and what the ride lineup is going to be. It's like believe it when you see it for this London Resort. Even the Minister for Transport has basically turned around and said that as soon as this, if this theme park is built and at the size that it is going to be, it's going to cause major congestion on the rail network when it's built, because there's so much infrastructure going in and out of London now. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult place to serve. I don't know why they could have picked somewhere else to have it, and it's going to. I think the reason why they've done this is to basically turn round and rub Disney's nose in it. I think that's the reason why this has been done or picked to where it is, and that's the reason why I think they've done it, because they don't want UK people travelling over to France and places like that. Yeah, that's what I think anyway. Some of the theme parks in the UK really need to up their offerings, especially Thorpe Park. If that resort goes ahead, because what would happen is a number of parks in that area, right, as soon as London Resort opens, it'll just drain the life out of them. And I could see that Fort Park going by the wayside, and maybe it could even affect Alton Towers in some cases, because of the ride lineup. But the major problem is it's going to be Fort Park and Chessington, World of Adventure and all that. Those are the parks that are going to suffer the most, in my realization, that because those parks are in the south of the country, and I reckon another park like that, a resort place like that, similar to Disneyland Paris, well, it's just going to drain. It's just going to drain those major, those parks, Chessington and Fort Park. And Fort Park really needs some TLC, because, to be truthful, the types of, sorry, get it right, Alan. The types of rides that they've got there, they're getting a bit outdated. They're getting a bit dated. And Darren Brown's Ghost Train, since that's been put in, it's just been to be truthful, yeah, it's a good ride when it works, and it's a problematic ride. But what Fort Park could do with doing is just getting rid of it, because it's too unreliable. At one time, if I remember too rightly, the ride stopped mid-floor, and they had to get the riders off. Yeah, it's not. Darren Brown's Ghost Train is, shall we say, very hit and miss in its reliability. Yeah, when it does work, it works pretty well. But to be truthful, it's unreliable. And to be truthful, I really do think they should get rid of it. Because of the unreliability of it, and basically invest in something new, something different. It's like what I said before, a lot of the rides are getting old and dated, and there's only so many rides they can fit on that island. One of the things they could do, they could put a water ride in, and use the water bit round the actual place. But to be truthful, I see Fort Park's days will be numbered, really, if this London resort comes in. And yeah, it's, how can I put this? I think as soon as that, if that London resort does come in, there's going to be quite a few. There's going to be quite a few of the parks in the south of the country. They're going to have a slow death. And if that resort does take off, the London resort, well, I see, it could be tatty bye for a lot of theme parks in that area. Well, we'll see what happens, and if I hear anything, if I hear anything, I'll let you know. But the person you should be listening to is Sean of Theme Park Worldwide. He goes round to all these parks and stuff, all these places. I don't know what his view is about this London resort, because I don't think he's spoken about it, what his views are about it, and to be truthful, I don't even know what the ride lineup's going to be like for it, but I know Paramount were backing it a little bit, and they were talking about putting a castle in it, but that's too Disneyland, ain't it? But is it Disney that's going to be backing it? Because I know Paramount was looking at doing something like that, or is it going to be a collaboration? Or is it going to be a collaboration effort between Disney, Paramount, and somebody else? Universal Studios, even. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, and see if this thing gets built or not. Because to be truthful, I'm sick of seeing drawings. I want them to start building this thing. Put the money where the mouth is, and actually make a start on it. And like the Transport Minister said, as I said earlier, transport in the area won't be able to cope with it. Well, that's all I'm going to have to say for now. And I'm going to bugger off. And 3, 2, 1, click.